morning. Good to see you, Kevin.
Good seeing you.
You have a question for Kevin, use the raise hand tool. You need access to record. Just send me a note in the chat window. Royal Howe, you are up first, sir.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Hey, Royal. Good morning.
Good morning. Do you have an update on how Terquavion's doing? Is he back out in action, and do you expect him to play tomorrow night versus Notre Dame?
You know, we didn't do much. He spent a lot of time, obviously, with our trainer and medical staff yesterday. It was a tough, I would say, 24 hours. Seeing him laying on the floor like he was, and obviously being able not to move as much as we would like him to. Got back late after the game. That next morning we try to get him in where we could get him, some attention to, figure out, what was going on with him. We didn't take the court yesterday. We did a lot of film stuff. And so I haven't been able to really get him out on the floor to even determine where he's at. I just know he's really, really sore right now. I would say it'll be a game time decision. But it's going to be tough because I don't even know if he can shoot the basketball at this moment. He fell on his it was more of his right elbow on his shooting hand, and so I'll know a little bit more later on today, first thing tomorrow, right up until game time probably.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Go to Luke DeCock. Go ahead, Luke.
Kevin, regardless of his status for Notre Dame, I mean, the fact that you're talking about day to day and he might play compared to what things looked like Saturday night. I mean, what is sort of the emotions you've been through sort of after the game, going to visit one of your own players in the hospital to the point where maybe things, aren't the worst case scenario they looked like Saturday? What's that been like for you?
Yeah, Luke, it's tough. I did that the second time in my head coaching career that I've been to the hospital after a game. One was with Jericho at Wake Forest when he took a pretty nasty fall. But so much emotion, and my thoughts always go to the young man, and obviously, how can I be there for him as he's going through this? I mean, it was a tough moment as he laid on that floor, and obviously, the things that he was saying, and I just wanted to be there for him and let the medical people do their job. But emotional, man. After the game, you lose a lot of focus because obviously I had to do radio and then I had to do media, and to be quite honest with you, I really just wanted to get to him at the hospital just to see how he was doing. And when I walked in, they were had ran tests, but he had he wasn't as down. So it made me feel like that, he's handling the best situation he could. And obviously at that point, we didn't know what the results would be. And we got some best case scenario because, this is, one of your kids, and you don't want a season ending injury to happen to anybody. And just to know that whenever he's healthy, he's going to be able to get back on the floor, whether it's tomorrow or Saturday or next week. It was really, rewarding to me.
You have to feel like you dodged the bullets.
Well, I feel like we're blessed because, we've been on the other side of that so much with Devin Daniels and Dushan and even Manny Bates. And obviously you talk about Ernest Ross. So we've had so much of that, and just to see him go down the way he did, and he's not the biggest guy in the world anyway. Jumped pretty hard, high, and then he hit the ground pretty hard, and you just don't know what can happen at that point.
Go to Trayvon Miles. Go ahead.
Hey, Kevin, after the game on Saturday, you told us you would have to see the play to give your thoughts on it, where T got hurt. Now, I'm assuming you've seen that play. I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
I thought it was a good basketball play. I mean, I didn't think Leakey did anything intentional to try to harm him at all. I thought it was a really good basketball play. I thought he went for the ball, maybe even tipped the ball. It was ugly because, he came across and basically he missed it and hit him across the head. And then obviously just the way he fell.
James Henderson, go ahead.
Hey, Kevin, hope you're doing well. Seems like you played a lot of these same guys from Notre Dame forever, but I wanted to ask you about Nate Laszewski and that matchup with him.
God, man, he's tough. You look what he just did. I think 7 for 9 from 3. I mean, he's really tough. He may be one of the toughest matchup guys in our league because he has the ability to, take you down low at his size at 6'11". But, he stretches you out so much. He makes you play a little bit different because you have to respect him on the perimeter. And they do a good job of running a continuity motion offense where he's in a lot of pick and pop situations. And so, really tough situation, tough matchup for us. I think more tough for anybody in the league because anytime you got a guy that can step out and shoot it that well, it really causes a lot of problems.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Rob McLam, go ahead.
Yes, Kevin, I was wondering what positives do you take from the game in Chapel Hill, particularly in regards to how your team played after Smith got hurt?
I thought we did a lot of good things. I thought throughout the entire game we did some good stuff. I thought defensively we were very stingy. When you look at if you take away the amount of free throws that they made versus we did, we made 6 more field goals. I think we made 26. They made 20. We actually made 1 more 3. I thought we did some good stuff. When he went down, we were able to cut the lead to 6 and kind of went, 6 to 8 to 12 to back to 10. But I thought we did some good stuff. I thought Jarkel Joyner was very aggressive towards the end, and we were able to throw the ball inside to DJ Burns and be able to get some stuff. But it was a really I know they scored 81 points, but I thought from a field goal percentage, we played a really good defensive game.
All right, we'll go to Evan Abramson. Go ahead, Evan.
Hey, Coach. Good morning. Just had a quick question for you. With Terquavion's status unknown right now, day to day, do you feel like DJ's going to have a larger role in the upcoming matchup with Notre Dame? And I mean, going off his performance, it seemed like he had a great game, especially going up against a guy like Armando Bacot. So, do you see his minutes going up at all? Do you see him having a larger role in that game against the Irish?
No, I would think that if he's not able to go, we've got to find someone else to step into that role and play a little bit more. DJ's minutes probably will not go up. I mean, he's playing probably the right amount of minutes that he can play now. And yeah, I thought, after the first 2 or 3 possessions at Carolina, once he settled in and didn't settle for jump shots, I thought he was really good. I thought he scored around the basket. He gave us a tremendous lift, and, we could throw the ball inside to him, and then certainly he's a great passer. But I don't know that, someone else would have to step up, one of those other forwards, or we would, go with an LJ or a Breon Pass to be able to step in and play a few more minutes.
And your final question will come from Josh Graham. Go ahead, Josh.
Kevin, with you guys playing Wake Forest on Saturday and the success that Steve's had in the portal, I wonder, when you went out in the portal and did what you did in the offseason, was there a model, was there an approach that you looked at and thought that's something that could work for you guys? And how has the portal changed the ability of ACC teams at the bottom of the standings to rebuild quicker?
Well, I think it's I don't know that there's a model. I think we all have transfers, and we just hope and pray that they fit our style and they fit and they're able to come in and contribute. All transfers are not equal across the board. Sometimes you get guys who just never really feel comfortable in, the style or system that they end up playing in. In our case, a little bit different for me, and I probably went a little bit different than everybody else because of our injuries. I went with 2 centers, and most people wouldn't do that. And today, you typically have 1 center on each on team. But I ended up with DJ and Dusan, which I thought was very important because I was gun shy because what had happened the previous year with Manny Bates. And then, we needed to replace Jericho Ellams, and we got a Jack Clark. And obviously I didn't have, Sebron leaving, who ended up playing a point for us. We needed a starting veteran guy who could come in and play. And so I think it's more fit. You look around college basketball, all transfers are not playing great, but you know, if you can get the ones that you feel like fit your system, it's a little bit different now than going on in high school, because now you get a chance to really look at your team and figure out what do you need, what's your fit. And that's where I think the portal is really good at, because you can be a little bit picky and say, hey, I need an older guy at this position to help increase our team or make our team better.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, guys.
Kevin, thank you. We appreciate